my second time winning national championships. I just want to say happy birthday to you. I wish you the best. Thank you for being such a great mom.
His dad is an Olympic figure skater. His mom is an Olympic figure skater. So why does Ilia Malinin, the greatest technical skater alive, use his mother's last name? The answer is more powerful than you'd expect. There is a moment, a split second, right before Ilia Malinin launches himself into the most dangerous jump in the history of figure skating, where time seems to stop. The crowd holds its breath. The judges lean forward. And then, he does it. A quadruple Axel. Something no human being had ever landed in competition before. And when the world started asking questions about this extraordinary young man, one question kept rising above the rest. Why does he use his mother's last name? Because here's the thing. His father is a world-class figure skater. His mother is a world-class figure skater. He grew up on ice, trained by two Olympians, sculpted by genetics and sacrifice into what many are now calling the greatest technical skater who has ever lived. So why, with all the legacy, all the history, all the pedigree his father's name carries, did he choose hers? The answer tells you everything about who Ilia Malinin really is. Let's go back. The year is 2003. Roman Skorniakov, a celebrated Uzbek figure skater, marries Tatiana Malinina, a woman who had herself competed on the world stage and carried her own name with enormous pride. Their union wasn't just romantic, it was a meeting of two legacies, two careers, two identities forged through years of brutal athletic sacrifice. When Ilia was born, there was a choice to be made. A quiet one, a personal one. And in a world where legacy and bloodline are everything in competitive sport, where sons wear their father's names like armor, they made a different decision. Tatiana Malinina had not just been a skater, she had been a contender. She competed internationally, representing Uzbekistan, earning medals, building a resume that deserved to be remembered. And in a sport that has historically sidelined female athletes, dismissed their contributions, overshadowed their achievements, there was something quietly radical about what happened next. Ilia took her name. Not Skorniakov. Malinin. Now pause for a second. Think about what that means in context. We live in a world where name inheritance almost always defaults to the father's line. It's not just tradition. It's a signal of whose story is considered worth carrying forward, whose legacy is worth preserving, whose sacrifice is worth remembering. By choosing Malinin, this family made a statement. A deliberate, thoughtful, extraordinarily meaningful statement. The mother's legacy would not be the footnote. It would be the headline. And what a headline it has become. Ilia Malinin, competing under his mother's name, became the first skater in history to land a quadruple axel in competition. At the 2022 CS Skate America, he didn't just attempt it. He landed it. Cleanly. In front of judges. In front of cameras. In front of a world that had spent decades saying it was physically impossible. He was 19 years old. Born in Reston, Virginia, to two elite athletes who had emigrated from Uzbekistan, Ilia grew up in a world that was entirely built around the ice. He didn't stumble into skating. He was born into it. His parents didn't just teach him technique, they passed him a complete philosophy. A worldview shaped by discipline, artistic expression, and the kind of obsessive technical ambition that borders on madness. His father Roman coached him. His mother Tatiana coached him. Together, they created something the skating world had never seen before. A skater with the athleticism of a track athlete, the artistry of a ballet dancer, and the fearlessness of someone who simply does not process risk the way normal people do. But here's what nobody tells you. The path wasn't smooth. The quadruple axel, which requires 4.5 full rotations in the air, had been attempted by legends before Ilia. Great skaters. Brave skaters. None of them could land it cleanly in competition. 4 decades it sat there, this mythological ceiling, this impossible benchmark. Coaches warned their students away from it. The physics seemed almost prohibitive. And then this kid with his mother's last name came along and just did it. Here's where the story gets even more fascinating. The name Malinin doesn't just carry a personal meaning. In the competitive figure skating world, names carry brands. They carry reputations. They carry associations with coaching lineages, with national programs, with decades of institutional knowledge. The fact that Ilia wears Malinin, not Skorniakov, is a public declaration of values. It says, I recognize where I come from. I recognize every person who poured themselves into making me possible. And I will honor that by carrying the name forward, loudly, proudly, and on the world's biggest stage. And now that stage has gotten as big as it gets. The 2026 Winter Olympics in Milan and Cortina d'Ampezzo. The world watching. The pressure immeasurable. Ilia Malinin arrives not as a prospect, not as a promise, but as the undisputed most technically gifted male figure skater alive. But underneath all the technical brilliance, underneath the world records and the quadruple axels and the gasping crowds, there is still that quiet story. The one that started with a mother who competed, who sacrificed, who gave her entire athletic life to a sport that doesn't always remember its women with the same reverence it reserves for its men. And there is a son who decided that her name was worth more than any tradition. Worth more than default. Worth more than the easier choice. In a world obsessed with legacy, with who gets to be remembered and how, the Malinin family made a bet. They bet that the mother's name deserved to echo through history. And as Ilia stands at the top of the podium, as he launches into his quadruple axel and the world watches in breathless disbelief, that bet is paying off in the most spectacular way imaginable. The name on the scoreboard, Malinin, isn't just a name anymore. It's a monument. And here's what I want you to think about before you leave. We talk a lot about legacy in sports, about passing something down, about honoring those who came before. But we almost never question whose name gets to carry that legacy forward. Almost never ask who gets left out of the headline. Ilia Malinin asked that question. His family answered it. And in doing so, they may have given us the most quietly revolutionary story in the history of figure skating. If this story moved you, if you think more people need to hear it, hit that like button, share this with someone who loves figure skating, and subscribe. Because we are just getting started.